Greetings and welcome back, one and all, to From the Depths and to the campaign. As you can see, we are currently moving our ships around. We've just claimed this territory. There were no defenders, so as soon as the Avatar fleet, and I haven't named it yet, I still haven't decided on a name quite yet, we will get to that. But as soon as the Avatar fleet moved into this tile, we claimed it because there was no opposition. Now, there are a few things I need to do. First and foremost, we have the Alpis fleet over here, which is currently gathering. We have over here the North Aerowick Recon. I think this fleet down here needs a name, so let's name the fleet. This shall not be the Alpis fleet. This shall be... actually, let's come on just for a second. How did I name these ones? Tides of the Progenitor, that's Super Gecko. And then over here we have Alpis Outpost. Is that in a larger fleet? Is that part? It isn't part of this, so we actually need a name for this fleet as well. Let's think. Okay, we're going to name this one Armok's Fork, for it is feeding the fleet. Over here, though, we're much further away. What are we going to call this one? These are fairly narrow areas, so we'll call this the Aerowick Narrows. The name of the force shall not be the Alpis. We need a name from the name list. And today, that shall be the... Well, actually, that's a fairly apt name for a From the Depths vessel. Raft Boy. There we go, Raft Boy. You are now an Alpis outpost. You're not actually an Alpis outpost. I don't recommend you start trying to mine resources. But you are in this game. Now, if we speed things up a little bit, we are going to move this fleet over and launch a new satellite. I think it is, in fact, time. A satellite around here would do, I think. Yeah, somewhere right at the edge, right here. Now, I have decided on the name for, or rather, names for our new deployable, and I worked on making a variant on it. I played on the design quite a lot off camera. Nothing new in terms of how I built it, but just tweaking the design to be a little bit more interesting. And I am actually looking forward to showing it, though how I'm going to show it to you, I really don't know, because I don't actually have any ship that's really built to be a mothership. But I'll probably repurpose one of the Abayas to launch the 2 versions of the Dart. Now, where is the Abaya? Abaya, I wish for you to be loaded in, and I also wish to be on board. Now, what is your AI like? Okay, that's actually fantastic. Right, well, let us get a new satellite in the air. Now, how would I actually make you a mothership? I could have docking limbs on the sides, perhaps. That might work. It may be something we could look into doing. Also, while I'm thinking about it, let's save this constructible as an instance of the Abaya. There we go. So they... Oh, actually, boat. Her Majesty's boat Abaya. There we go. Right. Now, let's get the... Where are you? Argus. Here we are. Let's get you up into the sky, Argus. That's going to take the Abaya here quite a little bit of time, unfortunately, to get you... Every single time. You start to build at the very top, and then it all goes awry. Now, can we see any enemies looming down? No, we cannot. Very good times indeed are these. The Argus is going to continue being built. At this point, I could just say, look, you can build yourself. But it's probably going to take a little while. Now, what have we got over here? We should have an Abaya down here. Yes, the HMB Titanic 2. Okay, I am thinking that the Titanic 2 could perhaps... Instead of having a missile system on board, could be fitted to spawn in 2 or 3 versions of our new ships. I think this might be quite an interesting way of doing it. So whilst I leave the Abaya over here to build the Argus, how far is the Argus along? Actually, wow, you're building the Argus incredibly fast. I'm pretty impressed, actually. Please don't drag the Abaya off into space when I take my eye off you. I would be a little bit upset about that. Alright, let's bring the Titanic 2 into play. There we go. And make sure the Titanic 2 is not on combat. There we are. Now, we need to retrofit you a little bit. You are not going to have the missile systems, or rather the weapon systems, of the Abaya. No, 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 no. You are going to have a different purpose in life. Now, to decide on how exactly to represent this different purpose in life is the question. I'm thinking we want the vessels to be docked around about here, maybe? Let's see. Okay, that's good. That's very good. And there... Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's get some better colouring there. Okay. Now, we want... miscellaneous, I imagine. Sub-vehicle spawner. The sub-vehicle spawner allows the creation of a mothership that spawns and travels with a fleet of smaller ships, such as fighters or aircraft. Once assigned, these sub-vehicles are no longer capable of traveling separately and will be saved into the blueprint of the mothership. Now, if I build this, then these are going to be the only types of ship that are going to be able to spawn it. For the time being, I guess that's okay. Perhaps. But maybe instead of doing that straight away, we'll build the sub-vehicle spawner. But before we actually lock it in, I'll save a regular copy somewhere. Let's just tilt it back, yeah. I think that will do. Now, apparently... what? Really? Select spawner GUI options? I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I don't want you to be spawning them. That's just crazy sauce. I have no idea how this works. Let's go ahead and just, for the time being... Well, for the time being, stop trying to go backwards, for one. Let's just spawn in the new vehicles and name them. I think that might be a good idea. So, what we're going to want to do is... Now, this is version 13. You can tell that I put a lot of work into this one. But we'll go with the one that's only got 2 versions. And we'll spawn it in at a maximum distance. Load. Now, while that's being put together, we will stop the building on you. Because that is dumb. I've lost you. There we are. Probably won't take too long for this to be put together. Let me hop over to... Let's see, where are you? And how are you doing? Aha! Okay, you're getting up in the sky now. How high up are you? You're going reasonably fast. You are pulling it, aren't you? Are you genuinely pulling it out of the water? Did you drop it? I'll be right back, Titanic 2. I need to go and have a look at what your siblings are doing. What happened down here? Is it fully finished? Really? Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. Very well. Well done, you. You have in play forces huge distance from your camera. Consider pulling it out of play. I will consider it, yes. Right, well, Abaya, you can despawn then. Argus, let me on. Now, it looks like the Argus has been released and is taken to the skies. Glorious. Right, we are going to be naming you. No more shall you be the Argus. You shall be the Angry Donkey. There we are. Is that how I named the other? Or did I give it some sort of designation before it. No, it was just the Argus. Very well. The Angry Donkey has been created and is taking to the skies. Well done, Angry Donkey. However, split from fleet. You are now your own fleet. This shall be... Well, that's North Adderwick. I would say we're actually closer to Janwall now. Ooh, what's this? Deepwater Guard. Deepwater Guard Fortress. Oh, is that the home of the Deepwater Guard? Are we that close? Really? Oh, my lord. I wasn't prepared for this. You get. Oh, well. I'll rise to the challenge. But we now have a fleet that we need to name. This shall be the West Janwall Recon. There we go. That's good. Right, you carry on doing your funky thing. I shall be right back. Also, no, we probably don't have enough crystal to fix you yet. Right, Titanic, where are you? And where is your beautiful ship? Right, here we are. This is the modified Dart. It's stripped down and basically had its purpose refocused. Previously, I was getting very ambitious with a lot of things I was doing. The idea of the barrels on the... Basically trying to make it into a bomb. It worked. But I feel that it worked despite itself, in a way. And I think it needs to be a little bit more reliable in how it can do damage. So what I've got here is purely a ram. This is an actual implement of spiky... I was going to say penetration, but that's possibly the wrong word. Well, it's actually probably the correct one, but we'll avoid it nonetheless. It's got one torpedo. This is hooked up to 4 winches, so we can have 4 of them out, and each of them will be able to pull. It's effectively just an angler 2. Let's get in there, I'll show you. So here we are. EMP warhead. So it can do a little bit of EMP damage, perhaps neutralize propulsion, perhaps neutralize an AI if it gets particularly lucky. Fairly simple design though. And outside, all it has is a little bit of fuel, tucked away somewhere, I forget where. But on the whole, this is all there is. There's no particular cleverness to it. It's just got the designators, it launches its missile, winches itself in, doing maximum damage at point of impact, and then a fair chunk of damage if it rakes along the side of a thing. Now these control blocks control how it tries to interact with its mothership. This one, if the enemy is above 600 meters away, or there are no enemies, then redock. If its health is less than 0.3, so 33%, try to dock. If the enemy is within range of its harpoon turret, undock from the mothership and, do its funky thing. Hopefully. Now, the idea I have for the Abaya is perhaps one of these on top of each kind of limb, or on each of its kind of stabilized wings, if you like. And then they'll just be released when they need to be. I'll have to have a look into how sub-vehicles are spawned properly before I can really get that going, but I think it's time that we name this, and the name that we're going to be going with... Now, I'm not going to name each individual instance of this, because many of them will just be getting blown up and then rebuilt and blown up and rebuilt. So, we are going to name this one, and that'll be it. The Leech. A lot of people suggested we have it called the Leech. So, there we go. We're going to save the constructible as well as Leech. There we are, and then we can... Oops, no, don't want to save my game. We want to save constructible with Heb NO2. We'll just go through and delete that like so. So there we are. So the Leech is there. Now, we're going to go ahead and just despawn this in time. Right now, it can stick as part of the fleet. Eventually, we'll just get rid of it, though. We want to come out of the builder there. Where are you? Actually, we could probably just summon it in and break it down. Actually, Leech. Scrap and turn off repairs, yes. There we go. And that's pretty much it. Destroy scrapped object. We've got the design, it's saved. And we've got all of the resources back. Next up is the Heb Enu version 13. Now this one is... I decided, whilst the other one was actually aiming to be more a realistic version of the original concept, this one was where I took my creativity and said, yeah, go wild. Do what you want. Manage with spikes as much as you want, whether it's useful or not. In fact, spin blocks everywhere. Do however you please. I have incorporated some suggestions. Namely, we've got autocannons on the front that will engage targets when they're pretty close. As you can see, you're like, well, what's this all doing? Well, as it happens, these are on spin blocks. As you can see right there. They are designed so that as this approaches its enemy, these will start rapidly spinning forward and back. They'll have about a second or 2 seconds in between switching direction, so they'll immediately spin up the spin block to its fastest forward speed. So these limbs on either side will slam shut on the front, and then about a second later, they'll completely reset. They'll slam back, and it'll repeat that over and over again. It will basically try to eat its way into its enemy. Now, caveat here, I'm not actually sure that spin block rams work. So this is quite possibly just a beautiful distraction. Nevertheless, its beauty is undeniable. Or at least, I hope it will be. I mean, I've tested it in terms of just testing the spin blocks to spin, which I can quickly do for you. If I find the right one. Is this undocking? This one has very much the same docking conditions as the other. Right, okay. Let's see. Test. Now these should slam forward in a moment, like that. And then slam back. And that's pretty much how it fights. And then slam back. So, hopefully, the idea here, it still has a delay on firing. If there's an enemy closer than 50 meters, it stops using its torpedo. And I'm actually not even sure that that's a very good idea. You know what? No, I don't think it is. This one is designed to try and munch on a target, so I really do want it to keep trying to get closer to it when it actually latches on. So let's go and find the AI if we can. Can we find the AI? Are we in the wrong place? We might be. I'm editing the spin block. Happens all the time. There we go. Right, where are you, AI? You know what? You can fire whenever you please. Just keep firing, keep yourself locked on your target, and then try to eat them effectively. I think this is the perfect solution. Now, again, I've not tested this. I've maintained... The only thing I've tested is the harpoons that they latch on, and we saw that in the video. I've not tested whether these limbs work, but I do recall something about spinning rams no longer being effective. And I suspect that's because there's basically a clause in the code that if a ram is attached to a spin block, it doesn't work. Because people were effectively making no power required drills. And in many cases, they were actually more effective than the drills. So I can understand why that would have been taken out of play. But we'll have to see. Now, the velocity, as you saw, was incredibly high. So if these don't actually do damage, then it's because the game is kind of artificially saying no. This is attached to a spin block, not allowed to do damage with it. If they do damage, then I could even look at turning down the velocity, perhaps. I'm not sure, but I kind of like the way these things snap shut, kind of like a pistol shrimp, though that isn't going to be the name. No. There were many other suggestions. There were two things that got a lot of suggestions previously, and that's kind of why I made a variant of it. We'll go through here first. The lamprey. I felt that this is the more violent and terrifying of the two. The leech is a leech is a leech is a leech. Everyone has seen leeches. Quite a few of us have been bitten by them. It's not actually bad. I mean, certainly if there were a lot of them, you could die. But you'd have to be bitten by a lot and not respond to it for you to die. Lamprey, though, they fill me with a primeval dread. No. I would know right out of there if there was a lamprey even in my approximate vicinity, like we're talking miles, if I was aware of it. Just no. So, this, being the more terrifying and menacing of the two, is taking that name. So let's go ahead and save this constructible as the lamprey. There we go. And then we can delete the Herb Enu version 13. There we are. Glorious. And once again, let's get you chopped up, because you're actually frightening me even just being there. Where is... No, wait. Have you eaten the abaya? No, of course you haven't. I wouldn't put it past you, though. You engine of dread, you. Right, let's get the lamprey scrapped. Be gone. In all honesty, probably the moment I was actually bitten by a lamprey, I'd be probably like, oh, actually it's no worse than a leech. Oh, my fear. It is gone. But until that day happens, I'm going to continue being filled with mortal dread about lampreys. Right, wrong button. We want to despawn you. You are no longer required here. And there we go. Pull out of play. You can go back to the rest of your fleet. I will be setting that up, I think, in order to fight. We've got the Argus all the way up there. Argus, you can now bring yourself out of play. We've got a pretty good sight on everything. Okay, well, for the rest of this episode, I think we'll clear up some of the mess around here. We're not going to hit their fortress yet, though I'm fairly certain the Avatar would be able to take it out. Instead, Avatar, let's have a nice little fight. It's been a while. I want to see you destroy something. It's been too long, Avatar, far too long. Where are you going? No, I want you to stay up there. Thank you. Well, yes, we are going to be building a new fleet. It'll probably contain a new Avatar, in fact. Right, I would like you to engage... Well, actually, let's slow down. Let's see what we're about to fight. We've got... Ooh, a Barracuda. I wouldn't mind one of them for the museum fleet. What have we got over here? Please tell me it's a Moray. Oh, it's a flying squirrel. I don't want one of those. Okay, well, let's get you into this fight then. But, yes, that fleet will probably be our mop-up fleet. I'm going to use the Avatar to take out pretty much everything. And anything that's spawning enemies. So the fortress itself and maybe a couple of the larger spawns. And then we'll have a second fleet start mopping up things around there. Right, I think what we want here is we'll have the Sobek around there as well. We'll just have all of you kind of close together. And I'm pretty happy with that. Begin battle. Now, what I would very much like at this point is to come down here. Where are my fleets? Was I left behind? I appear to have been left behind. Alright, I would like to be on the Avatar, please. And I would also like everything on combat that can be on combat. That means you as well, Abaya. Get under the water, please. Okay, let's see how this goes. Let's get over there. If we can get that Barracuda, I will happily take you. And then we'll actually have a flying mothership. Which one is the Avatar decided to go for? I think it is actually... I'm not sure now. I was going to say it is actually the Barracuda, but I'm not at all certain. They're healing each other? Cheaters! That is enormous cheating. Okay, one is down. How are you doing down there? Your missiles aren't doing too badly. You've taken down another one. I very much doubt that anything is really going to be able to do enough damage to the Avatar to really concern it at all. Everything's taken a little bit of damage. The Avatar is basically at 100%, which means it has taken damage, but it is so minor that it isn't even recorded. It's probably lost a single block. And while this is all going on, it's wiping out pretty much everything. If you go down close enough... In fact, you know what? Yes. Okay. Try not to shoot me, Avatar. I've got an important work to do. Where is it? I'm coming for you. Try not to shoot me, Avatar. Okay, it's side cannons that getting involved now. That thing is not going to last. Oh no, its AI is dead. Ah, Avatar, why? I need to disable your EMP. It is such a pain. And of course everything's like, oh, it's in the water, this is great fun. It's like, no, I wanted it, you fools. Well, you know, I'm going to race my own torpedoes. I'm not going to get there in time. This is an exercise in futility, because there's already loads of them in the water. But I'm going to do my best. Yeah, it's dead. Okay, well, fine. Fine, you've made your point. You will never let me take anything fun. Anything that's big enough for your side cannons to shoot at is going to die before I get there. Ironically, it's probably going to die not because of the side cannons, but because of your EM missile, which is kind of awesome and kind of annoying at the same time. But it's nice to see these cannons getting involved. We need something bigger for you to fight against, honestly. I need to find you a playmate. You bully all of the other ships. There we go. Well, the Avatar is now well practiced at taking out the Barracuda. Oh, wow! You just did a chunk of damage against the Sobek. That's not good. That's not good at all. And the Avatar isn't in a position to properly shoot. Sobek... Oh, okay, never mind. I lied. I was worried over nothing. You've lost a chunk of your top armor, but then your top armor is wood. I am strongly considering recladding the Sobeks in light metal alloy, or just metal, honestly. At this point, we're not metal starved, so we can afford to do it. And it would drastically improve their survivability, I suspect. But without your motherships, it really is game over for you, especially with these missiles in the air. I really don't think you're getting out of this. I think that is it, in fact. Oh no, there's still one. It's still struggling on bravely. We can respect that. The Avatar doesn't respect it, though. The Avatar has no respect for enemies. Sobeks, though, they respect you. The Avatar just sees food. Where is... Oh no, they're still going for you. Never mind. I thought I told you to stop doing that. Oh well. The Avatar shoots at what it pleases, I think. Okay, well, that wasn't too terribly bad. And the Abaya was doing its best to keep everyone very healthy. I approve. But on that note, I think we're probably going to start having the Avatar clean up these forces. I'm thinking of just going right around. So in the next episode, it's probably going to be fairly battle heavy. I could pull back briefly to set up this zone. But I think what we'll do is we'll have the Titanic fleet move through here and then up there and build out whilst the Avatar is just rolling around and killing everything. Then we'll probably have the Avatar go for Janwall. But that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and are enjoying this series. I look forward to any feedback you have in the comments below. But until next time we meet, and as always, do take care.